You're watching The End Zone, sponsored by Brahms.
Welcome to a college football week 1 edition of The End Zone, along with Josh Callaway and Camryn Johnson. I am Colby Daniels. This is one of the best weeks of the entire year. College football officially underway. I know we had week 0, but everybody is in play this weekend. Thursday night games, Friday night games, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, a full weekend of college football. I cannot wait to ingest as much as humanly possible.
Oh, agreed, 100%. And let's talk about this weather. It feels like fall outside.
Football weather, no doubt.
It just feels like we jumped right to the best part of it all.
Oh, it feels incredible. Like you said, you get week 0, but that's just like, it's just an appetizer.
That's right.
It just gets the juices flowing, full go this weekend. Can't wait.
Week 0 is like an appetizer, but it's the appetizer where there's like one left and nobody wants to like grab the last piece, right? So it just sits there and yeah, you don't feel satisfied.
Stanford, Hawaii doesn't do it for you a little bit?
I mean, the first half of Iowa State, Kansas State didn't do a whole lot for me. That might have set football back about 2 decades.
Yeah.
But look, it is here. Oklahoma State already has a game in the books. We'll get into that. OU kicks off at 5 o'clock Saturday. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere in Norman, and this is a Sooner team that has giant expectations.
Oh, absolutely, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You've got some big-name talent coming in. John Mateer, big-name offensive coordinator, or highly anticipated coordinator, I should say. You expect them to pick up where they left off defensively, and a lot of excitement for if they can get those two sides of the ball going at the same time. Should be fun.
Yeah, it's been a funny offseason because I feel like most of the offseason, Oklahoma fans were kind of pessimistic. There wasn't a lot of, but it's like as fall camp unfolded, the excitement started to come back more and more. And like you said, very, very excited to see this team finally take the field.
So I've been asked over and over, week 1 for the Sooners, there's a lot of new parts. What are you looking for? So let's start with the offense. Here's what I'm looking for offensively. Offensive line success, right? It all starts there. The run game, the pass game, you got to protect Mateer in the pass game. You got to be able to establish the run. A lot of new faces on that offensive line. We saw 11 players with the oars projected as potential starters on Saturday. So offensive line success for me is number 1. I think just the pass catchers in general, right? That was such a weakness a year ago. Just all of those guys and what they're able to give to this offense overall. The running back production, or rotation, I should say, is interesting because we saw Jade not listed as the 3rd-team running back, which I'm not reading too much into, but he was number 3 on the depth chart going into this week. And then, John Mateer is the obvious, just his overall ability to create plays.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially the running back thing, like you said, not drawing too much concern from that. I mean, Jade Knott, we expect he'll be the main go-to guy this whole season, so why not let a couple of other guys get some reps in there. I think there's a lot of exciting guys to watch in that group as well. And on the pass catchers, excited to see what a healthy Deion Burks can do and the new names like Isaiah Satania. I think it'll be certainly fun to see what they can do against not a lesser opponent, but an opponent that allows them to kind of
flex their muscle a little bit.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sure.
100%.
Yeah, Cole, I'm especially with you on the offensive line. Last year in the opener, if you remember, they opened with Temple, and I think Illinois State's probably just as good as that Temple team last year. Temple was awful a year ago. Offensive line didn't really do much. They couldn't really run the ball. Offense was kind of ugly in the second half of that game. So just let's just see them push people around a little bit.
Right.
Give some good vibes, because if you're struggling in this opener, it's not a great indication of where we're going the rest of the year, and which is what we kind of saw a year ago. So, offensive line, let's get off to a good start there.
I know the run game got better last year as the season went on, which, I mean, as an offensive line gets whole and has a little more time to build chemistry, that should occur, but it was a warning flag, I thought, in the opener last year, and then, all the receivers get hurt, and so you lose the other aspect of your offense. But this is the type of opponent that you should be able to run the ball on demand, especially with as many big bodies as they have up front, the talented backs. I mean, that is a loaded backfield. If there is any issue running the football, I think that is a red flag for sure.
No doubt.
Let's switch to the defensive side of the ball. This is obviously Brent Venable's specialty. I'm going to start with just a completely dominant defensive front. They should dominate the offensive line of their opponent. They should not allow gaping holes for the running backs. The quarterback should not have all day to find targets down the field. That defensive front should dominate. The quarterback rotation overall, especially with some of the injuries back there, I'm just kind of curious to see who gets opportunities and when, and how many of those bodies they ultimately play. I'm not going to say don't let them score, because maybe the offense turns the ball over on your own side of the field, and They kick a field goal. That's not really on the defense. But I will say, no touchdowns. Don't give up a touchdown. If this is one of the elite defenses in college football, let's see it in week number 1. And then I think sacks and turnovers, right? Create havoc for the opponent. That is in play for this defense that, again, many people project to be a top 5, top 10, top 15 type defense across the board.
Yeah, and for good reason, I think. I mean, last year they were really dominant. They had some big players leave, Danny Stutzman, for instance, but they bring back a lot of that production from last year, and I think they have everything they need to pick up where they left off. I think, a hot start in this game, like you mentioned, will be important to their success. But yeah, a lot of guys I'm excited to see in the cornerback room, Cortland Guillory specifically. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's capable of.
No, a lot of young guys, a lot of new guys. Kendall Daniels comes over, excited to see him.
Yeah.
And Marvin Jones, certainly. But I'm with you on the defensive front. You should be able to get after the passer. Kind of like we were saying, the offensive line. Kind of push people around the flip. Like,
That's right.
Defensive line, R. Mason Thomas and these guys.
But these guys are more established than the offensive
100%.
line. Yeah.
You would think that this would be an opportunity to just, Illinois State can't even get into their plays sort of a situation. So, yeah, it should be a great opportunity for the defensive line to get off to a really good start.
Who are you specifically looking for in the secondary?
The secondary, Cortland Guillory for sure. Reggie Powers, I think, is probably a big one for me. He had a great camp. He's right there, in that safety room behind Peyton Bowen, who I think everyone's excited to see take a jump in year 3. But that cornerback room's got a lot of questions. It's up for grabs. Jacoby Johnson, obviously a local kid here going to year 3. So, yeah, there's a lot of young guys in that secondary, in particular the cornerback room, that the opportunities are going to be there to go earn yourself, a role.
We're going to see a lot of players on all 3 levels of that Sooner defense.
Yeah.
In the front, it's mostly because there are a lot of established guys that are just going to take turns getting opportunities. On the back end, it's finding out who's going to be your stars, if you will. And I know there are some players that are hurt, but there's a lot of talent back there. And then there's some young talent that I think is just waiting for an opportunity.
Michael Boganowski, too. Got the oar with Robert Spears Jennings, and that caught a lot of people's eye. Again, don't read too much into that sort of thing, but another one who should have a chance to get a lot of snaps on Saturday.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We've got to talk Oklahoma State football. They won their season opener, but they're experiencing some quarterback issues. That's coming up next here on The End Zone. All right, welcome back to the show. The Oklahoma State Cowboys opened up their season at Boone Pickens Stadium on Thursday night. A 27-7 win over UT Martin. By the way, guys, the losing streak is over, right? They lost 9 in a row to close 2024, so they are finally back on the winning side of things. I was told after the game by Gavin Lang that they have now won 30 consecutive home openers, which is the longest streak in college football. So,
wow.
It may not have been the prettiest of games all time, but the losing streak is over, and the home opener winning streak continues. So pat the Cowboys on the back. But it wasn't all smiles, because quarterback Haas Haney left the game, and it's now been reported that he has a broken foot, is going to be out for the foreseeable future. At least there's no official timeline, but probably 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah, which is a shame, because he was only in for that first quarter, but it was fun to watch. He kind of had that more electric play style, really good at using both his legs and through the air. He was really fun to watch, and I think the Cowboys would have been on good track to do a lot of good things with him. No knock to Zane Flores. I think they're still in good hands with him, but yeah, it's a shame to see someone like Haney go down so early.
Yeah, beyond brutal. You put in all the time, and you have that quarterback battle. We talked about it a lot, on the show the last, month or two at least, that competition with Zane Flores, and you feel like maybe you have your guy, and we didn't even really see it. I don't even know if there's enough to really even – I don't think we even learned that much about him, on Thursday night, because, like you said, he got about a quarter in, and that was it. So, definitely a tough blow. Opportunity there now for Zane Flores. I guess the objective for him would be whenever Haney is back, don't give the job back. Go earn it over the next 4 or 5 games.
I thought it was really interesting. You can clearly tell that Haas Haney has an electricity to him when he is moving with his feet, right? He's very quick, and there was a burst there that I think probably keeps a defense a little bit off kilter. I thought it was interesting when he left the game and Zane Flores came in. I thought the offense dumbed way down. It got extremely vanilla, and for Zane Flores to be the quote-unquote passing quarterback, they went extremely run-heavy when he was in the game. They were taking shots with Haas Haney, the running quarterback, in the first couple of drives, and it just seemed like everything with Zane Flores was dialed back. It was a lot of handoffs and short throws. And look, maybe some of that was the lack of confidence in the offensive line, who didn't have the greatest of days. But I just thought the play calling was very intriguing when Zane Flores came into the game.
Yeah.
And here's the other aspect that I might add. If they knew that the Haney injury was substantial, I mean, maybe they're not willing to risk too much with Zane Flores because he's essentially the only guy they have, right? I mean, they didn't have a quarterback on the roster that's officially thrown a pass in college football coming into the year, and now one of your two guys is out. It could have been a situation where they're really trying to protect Zane, but I just thought that Zane wasn't necessarily put in a position to succeed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, Haney obviously was talked about as the mobile quarterback of the two, but Flores wasn't too crazy behind him in that. And I think the risk you take when you have a mobile quarterback is injuries. So I think maybe there could be something to that. But yeah, especially against a team like Tennessee, Martin would have liked to have seen more of what Flores was capable of. Did have a couple of good passes in there, though.
Yeah,
but
like you said, very vanilla. Couldn't run the ball, really. I think it was only about 3 yards per carry, you know, for the day. You know, maybe give him the benefit of the doubt. You're going to Eugene next weekend. It's not like you want to show everything when you got a game like that coming up, but definitely wasn't a lot there to be, you know, fired up about going into a huge game, and obviously a really tough one on the road.
But this game wasn't decided either. I mean, this wasn't
that's
like
very
you're up
true.
50-7, and you can just
it was kind of in doubt.
It was at least close enough to make people a little bit nervous. But I mean, and a big point I think of not being able to unleash Zane Flores was their inability to run the football. The running backs I think averaged 2.6 yards per carry against UT Martin. I mean, that is not good enough. Gundy stressed that on multiple questions in the press conference last night. He kind of, everything asked about the offense kind of referenced back to, we didn't run the football well. We've got to be better on the offensive line. We've got to give the running backs space. He said he thought the running backs ran hard and ran well. There was just nowhere for them to go, which was incredibly disappointing. So we'll see what happens when they bounce back against number 7 Oregon in Eugene next Saturday, which is going to be a very tough
I do
task.
think, too, with the running backs, Caleb Hicks, obviously former Sooner, a lot of upside there. So, you know, maybe give him a little more time and he can kind of get into a groove, you know.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. It is Moving the Chains coming up next. We're going to talk Sooners, Cowboys, and then those other Cowboys from Dallas, the Clown Cowboys, if you will. That's next here on The End Zone. All right, welcome back to The End Zone along with Josh Callaway and Camryn Johnson. I am Colby Daniels. It is time for Moving the Chains. I'm going to ask Camryn questions. She's going to start with 1st and 10. Depending on how well or terrible she answers those questions. She may gain yards or lose yards, but the goal is to pick up a first down. All right, this one I feel like is a layup. Cowboys trade Micah Parsons. Genius or clown move by Jerry Jones?
Clown, clown, clown. Just go ahead, put on the red nose and the wig. I mean, it's not nothing, as we've kind of talked about, but yeah, they just don't know what was going on there.
The tough part for me is the press conference after where he says, we could have paid him. Like, he acknowledges it. Like, we just decided not to. Best edge rusher in the league, maybe. Definite clown move. That's a first down right there.
Already, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already moved the chains.
She was decisive about it. I'm good.
She even said put on the red nose.
Right.
I'm with you. I mean, this is more to me about Jerry's ego than anything else.
100%.
He ultimately extended Dak Prescott in the final hour, Zeke Elliott in the final hour. CeeDee Lamb in the final hour.
Yeah.
But now, this is the time you decide, like, okay, I've had enough. I'm not doing this anymore with perhaps the premium defensive end.
talent.
A week until the opener.
Unbelievable.
And another contender in the NFC, too. Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
That's the worst
The
part.
value was good. I wouldn't say it was great, but it's just incredibly disappointing as a Dallas Cowboy fan. All right, let's talk OU football.
Okay.
A lot of talk about the offense. John Mateer, obviously a dual-threat quarterback, a lot of new faces, new offensive line. Will there be more OU rushing or OU passing touchdowns against Illinois State in the opener?
Okay, Illinois State. I'm leaning toward passing. I think that it's really close, though, because I feel like Mateer's going to do a lot on the ground as well. I feel like passing. I mean, like we talked about with Oklahoma State, these early teams are the ones where you flex your muscles. So I'm anticipating passing touchdowns.
I mean, fine. You go either way here. I want to go a gain of 4. I think I might lean rushing, if you ask me. Mateer, not talked about enough, he had like 800 and something yards last year on the ground.
Awesome.
He had the most total touchdowns in the sport, passing and rushing, so he really likes to run himself. I think that's the difference, but gain of 4.
Okay, I'm going rushing, by the way, just simply because I know more about Javonte Barnes and Jaden Ott and Xavier Robinson if he plays than I do Satania and Elijah Thomas and all the new receivers. I just don't know enough about the new pass catchers. I think
that's fair.
Tight end room,
there.
who knows?
Yeah, that's right. But look, I think they're going to score a ton of points. All right, let's transition to Oklahoma State. They won their opener 27-7. They're going to Oregon next week. Haas Haney was named the starter. We knew both were going to play. Haney is now hurt, out for 3, 4, 5 weeks. Who knows? After game 1, after you've seen what you've seen, what is your new OSU win total prediction? Does it change?
I want to say it does. I feel more. I think it's. What did I say in the preseason? I think I said 7. So
7
maybe
and 5? I think you said 7 and 5.
7 and 5. I feel like 6 and 6 is more of a possibility now, but I actually think like 7 wins is still pretty.
Okay.
It's there.
So not much changed
there.
for you after game 1.
Yeah, I think there was just too many questions outside of the quarterback realm too. So. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 6 and 6. I'll bump down to 6 and 6. The more we talk about it, I change my mind.
Short pickup. We'll go pick up a 2. Sets up 32. I think it's got to go down. Whatever it was before, it's got to go down. That was not encouraging. It's not over. It's one game, but it's got to go down. It was not a great opener for the Pokes.
The defense wasn't nearly the travesty that it was last year, but
that's fair.
You can't have a lot of optimism right now, I think, for the offense until you see a little bit more.
It was not pretty.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, is this weekend, week 1, the best opening weekend in the history of college football?
It's got to be up there. Best ever? I don't. Man, I need to see all the games again, but there are a lot of good matchups. It's definitely in probably top 5.
With 3 top 10 matchups alone.
Okay, top 3.
One on Sunday too, which is great.
That's right, separated from the Saturday chaos.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely top 3.
Yeah, I think was it 2016? I remember there was just a ton. It was crazy. It was built up as the best opening weekend ever. It was like how it was promoted. Definitely got to be up there. So yeah, we'll go with the first down there. First down.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm definitively saying yes,
yes, it is.
Texas at Ohio State, Notre Dame, Miami, Florida State, hosting Alabama.
LSU,
we'll see
Clemson.
Florida State, LSU, Clemson.
Even Tennessee, Syracuse, there's a bunch of peripheral Auburn,
TCU
Baylor on Friday
versus Bill Belichick to wrap things up on Monday night.
OU, Illinois State.
Oh yeah, Illinois State. The country is just on the edge of their seat for that one. Virginia Tech, South Carolina is sneaky good on Sunday afternoon.
There's a lot of those Utah, UCLA. There's a lot of sneaky good games.
Yeah. It's a really good college football weekend.
It is.
Speaking of this weekend, game picks to wrap up the show next here on the End Zone. All right, welcome back. It is time for this week's game picks. Thanks to our sponsor, Brahms. We are making our picks of the week. As I said, it is the best opening weekend of college football ever. And we're going to start with Alabama, the Crimson Tide at Florida State. Bama is nearly a 2-touchdown favorite.
Yeah, this is where the spread comes into play big time. I think Alabama's going to win the game, but give me Florida State to cover the number. Tallahassee's going to be on fire. That's the difference, but Alabama wins.
I would agree with that pretty closely. Alabama wins it. Maybe have Florida State in there more than I originally thought. But yeah, I actually think Alabama will win by probably 2 touchdowns.
Roll Tide. I think Kalen DeBoer has a point to prove. I don't know. I mean, Florida State was brutal last year. I have a hard time imagining they have reached Alabama's level out of the gate. So give me Bama minus 13.5. Notre Dame at Miami. This is Catholics versus convicts, right?
I love this game on Sunday night. This might be the hardest one. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I don't feel great about it. Feels like a coin flip game, but I think the Irish may be a little better. I'll go with Notre Dame.
Yeah, same deal. I feel like this was a toss-up, and really, sometimes you just got to go with the gut instinct. That instinct this week told me go with Miami.
Notre Dame is much better. They'll control the trenches, and they will make Carson Beck very uncomfortable. Give me Notre Dame minus the 2.5. LSU at Clemson. Some people have called this like a national championship elimination type game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with LSU with the 3.5. I think it's going to be that kind of game, like a field goal difference. I think the number is kind of the key there for me. Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, give me the
Yeah,
Tigers, too.
Tigers. Sorry, gotta specify.
Yeah, I'm going Tigers, but
I know we're all taking Tigers.
Yeah, true.
both Death Valley, right? Yeah,
Give
I
me
go
the Clemson Tigers, though.
Clemson, yeah.
I think that defensive front is probably the separator, and they're my national championship pick, so I have to stick with them.
Yeah.
Texas at Ohio State. This game is nails.
Give me the Buckeyes at home.
I'm also going Buckeyes on this one.
I decided I was going to take whoever's getting points in this game because I was so torn. So if I'm getting points either side, I'm taking it. Give me Texas. All right, finally, OU hosting Illinois State. 34.5-point favorites.
Name your score. They're going to win by 50+. Give me Oklahoma.
Yep, Oklahoma comfortably.
Sooners roll. Lots of offensive production, and the defense nearly pitches a shutout. All right, that is it for us. Everybody have a great week 1.
Football.